What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to the channel. I recently discovered this map called Geoguessr in 2069. Essentially this is a map created by a pro player which tries to emulate normal Google coverage but in every single country in the world. I'm absolutely obsessed with it after the last episode because it really feels like a normal Geoguessr game but just with the opportunity to get every single country in the world, which is obviously probably the main thing that Geoguessr lacks at the moment. I also wanted to take an opportunity to reach out to Geoguessr and see if he wants to play along this episode because I feel like this map is perfectly suited to him. So Tom, if you're watching, feel free to have a go at the links in the description or just play the map yourself. I'd love to see you playing it. But let's get into it ourselves here. We'll play one on no moving firstly, which you can find in the description, and then we'll do a couple on no moving, panning, or zooming. Okay, let's head into the first round here. Link is in the description. It's my very first time booting it up since we played in the last episode. And let's see where we are on the first round here. Immediately like a Central American vibe here. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Southern Mexico. We've got the single yellow line. Now let's check out these number plates, shall we? Bit of red on the top. I'm not really sure where that would be. It definitely reminds me of a Mexican number plate though, that's for sure. And also this thatched roof is something you see all the time in Mexico. So let's see if we see anything down the road. Not too much here. Ooh, these are place names. San Carlos. I wonder, there's probably a million of those in Latin America, but also worth keeping an eye out for if we can find it later on. Then we see San Miguel as well, so, ooh, this is probably something. Now, what's that? We got the municipality name. Often in South America, or in Latin America, those are not really particularly useful because there are so many. Oh, we even have bollards here. Bollards I've never seen in my life before, honestly. Could be like Mexican style ones, though definitely somewhat similar. And that's our view down the road. So definitely driving right hand side of the road, definitely speaking Spanish. And then we're just left with this bus and these number plates here, which I want to get into the map here and try and figure out what I think it might be. So it's very flat and super green. So in terms of what I think is likely, like maybe, yeah, any of these countries here seem pretty good. I wonder about Costa Rica, but I don't remember seeing any bollards in Costa Rica, though, I mean, there easily could be, of course. We got like round poles as well. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know which of these countries is actually going to be better here. And we could try and find the municipality name. This was the name of the municipality. I still wonder if it could be, I mean, it does say San Miguelito, which actually, okay, it says San Miguelito. So, I mean, that is probably findable. We could have a quick scan here, but I doubt we're going to find it unless we actually kind of figured out the country here. All in all, I think just because it looks quite a bit like Mexico, I will just go like Nicaragua, Honduras kind of thing here. Could easily see it being down to Panama or something like that. Although wasn't it Panama that didn't have front plates from last episode? So yeah, maybe just something more up here. Let's see where it actually is here. And okay, we got the country right. It was Nicaragua, just a bit further south here, and it was a pretty findable spot there. Actually, it appears at this zoom level. So I don't know if any of you guys actually went and found the town there, but that was a not bad start to get the country, and we should remember that those red strips on the plates are found in Nicaragua. Okay, we're on a one country streak now. Let's see what we can do on this next round, which is got white center lines. So that definitely rules out a few options here. This could be like Borneo, Malaysia or something like that for my money, just because that's one of the only Asian countries that uses these double white lines. And I'm assuming this guy, he kind of looks more Asian to me. I mean, there are many countries in Africa which would have double white lines like this, but yeah, I don't get the feeling this is actually Africa. So the question is, do we see anything here that actually confirms Malaysia? Because I could still see it maybe being like Myanmar or something like that. I'm not sure what color road lines they use. Like yellow outer lines, I could see Myanmar being the type of country to do that. And I definitely remember in the past seeing red and white curbs in Myanmar as well. So maybe it actually is quite possible. I mean, are these like gondola type of boats? I'm not really sure if that's the right word, but these ones do not really remind me of Malaysia. Like, I don't think I've seen those there before. But yeah, apart from that, I'm really not sure. Like, just thinking of other countries around the spot, I can't think of any that actually use like double white lines like this. So I kind of feel like Myanmar is the best option here. Something like that could certainly work. By the way, bears mentioning that in the bottom right hand of the screen, you don't see the author name of the photospheres here. Obviously, these are user uploaded photos, but I have a script in the description which you can download and remove the author names as well. There's a bunch of settings in that script, so you can go ahead and tweak them. Yeah, good to know. Okay, I'm just noticing we are driving right hand side of the road, by the way. That is set up for right hand drive, and it's a triangle sign. So I feel good about Myanmar here. Let's see if we're right about it. And, okay, it was Myanmar, but, oh, right on the Laotian border there. Okay, we're actually in Laos, but to me, that's still a pretty good guess. And Laos would use yellow center lines, right? So that was kind of a bit of a bait one, or like still Myanmar kind of infrastructure, I think. I could be wrong about that, but still not a bad guess, and just more up in the mountains there is still fine. Okay, let's head through to the next one here. And, ooh, immediately a bit of a different vibe here. NMPZ, maybe Africa, but maybe also just like Southern Europe or Caucasus, or a bunch of stuff works here. That is a motorbike that says Chile on it. Ooh, would I have gone Chile here? I certainly see it now that, like, I saw the name of the country, but it ain't that easy, though. I don't think it's that easy. So, in terms of Chile, then this shouldn't be too far from Santiago, I think. It's kind of got that similar to Australia kind of climate that I would expect for that kind of area. And yeah, I don't really see anything to, like, kind of say much more than that. So I think I would just go north of Santiago here inside these kind of hills here and hope for the best here. Let's see it. And it was just south of Santiago instead. Not a bad guess there. Yeah, we basically won, like, state over or, you know, province over. So that was good. Okay, moving forward to round number 4 here. That number plate definitely helped us out. Let's see if this one will too. Okay, without looking at the plate here. Oh no, I think it says ZR. It's probably a Serbian plate. Yeah, it's a Serbian plate. And I also recognize the coat of arms as well. So it would be disingenuous for me to say I didn't notice that before I zoomed away. So yeah, this is Serbia. It's flat. We do see some like Austro-Hungarian architecture here with this roof, I would say. So probably in the north half of the country. And we got tropical Fanta available here. That's so interesting. Is this actually a shop? It looks like someone's house, but for some reason they have Fanta ads on their front doorstep or their front gate. Definitely a nice looking round, kind of a quaint little village like alleyway here. But yeah, northern Serbia should be the play here. I wouldn't want to go too far north, so I'm just going to go maybe in like Irig here. Let's try Irig. Imagine if we got the right town. It is a little bit further over here in Aradat. Or Aradat? Yeah, is it Aradak or Aradat? Oh yeah, Aradat. So, yeah, not too far away there. Pretty good guess. Just had to go further east, but that is a good score. Obviously, two number plates in a row helping us out there, which is kind of interesting. And let's see what we have on the last round here. Fortunately, no repeats yet. This almost looks like Russia, so probably Russia or Belarus are most likely here, maybe Ukraine or something else. Ooh, look at this pedestrian crossing sign, which is got 5 stripes on it. So if you guys aren't aware, you don't have 5 stripes in Russia, so that pretty much rules out there. Could this be a ooh, I think it's further south in Europe. That's really interesting. Ooh, horse-drawn cart here reminds me of like Bulgaria or Romania, and then we have a black back of the sign here, so maybe this is actually Romania, which I didn't initially think of, but now I want to see if anything fits here. The problem is we don't have any holy poles, which you would almost always see in Romania. So now my theory is that we might be over the border in Moldova. I don't know what kind of pedestrian crossing signs Moldova has, but I think everything would technically fit for Moldova here. Plus the Russian vibe would also make sense. So that's kind of my idea here. What else is possible? I don't really know what you'd see in Bosnia, but I feel like Bosnia wouldn't have that crossing sign. So yeah, I think it's Romania or Moldova, but I'm going to go Moldova with that crossing sign. Hopefully it's not Baltic or something, which is still possible, or Belarus. But I feel good here, so let's see. And okay, it was all the way in the northern reaches of the country there. So technically speaking, we almost hit the 5-country streak there. It was just that incredibly baity bridge Laos, which we could almost give ourselves. So that's a 3-country streak and a 21k score. Let me know how you guys did on that round, guys. And now let's head through to some no moving, panning, or zooming. This is my first take. Let's see how it goes here, guys. This is where I think the map really shines as well. I really do have more fun on NMPZ, but obviously it's quite punishing on a round like this where all we have is the landscape. So kind of probably expecting to get the country wrong here. Main thought though initially was like Bolivia or Argentina or something like that. It kind of feels like that side of the Andes there. Especially this fire pit. I don't know, the whole like rockiness of it, no trees, definitely reminds me of that kind of thing. Maybe like more tempted for Bolivia here, but maybe this soil color would feel a bit more southern. Ooh. I might be cooking here. I don't know, guys. Like, there's so many other options here. Like, if I'm in the wrong continent, then I would say, like, Africa is a decent shout. Or maybe something like Afghanistan, Pakistan way, or something like that could also be it, I think. Apart from that, yeah, I don't know what, any of these mountains in here could also be true. But I want to go for my idea here. So I guess I'll just go northern. I'll go northern, Argentina here. Let's see if we're correct. Ooh, that's so close to being correct. It is actually in Santiago there, but that's a great start. So obviously 2.6k there, I think, is a really solid score. Next round here. Ooh, this is much more urban, and it looks like we're in China here. Although I did notice this giveaway sign, which is almost set up a left-hand drive. So could it be even Hong Kong or Macau? It does kind of remind me of Macau in a way, but I'm pretty sure it's just China. Now, the problem is we don't have any, like, ooh, look at that. That looks like a Hong Kongolese street sign there, with the English on the top and the Chinese second. Yeah, so I would actually say this is Hong Kong. Now, I'm kind of surprised how, like, disorganized it looks, or quite a bit dirty on the street here, but I guess, like, you know, Hong Kong's quite a big place, so you could have, you know, the less nice parts and the more nice parts, I guess. So I guess, oh, what's the place, like, Kowloon Bay is where they used to have, like, the big, you know, like, a slum, like, a thing that they bulldozed. So I guess I might go there. I don't really know if that's what this looks like, but imagine if we 5k'd. Apparently the compass is often correct, so why don't we say it? Why don't we say, I mean, is this a double lane road? No, it's all one way though. Ooh. Ooh. No way this would be correct, guys. Let's see, actually. Can we actually confirm this with anything? We got, like, Etude House here. I mean, surely this is not correct. Do we see anything like that here? That would be to our south. No, it's an east to west road here. So actually, it would have to be one of these other. I'm less sure about it now. It's actually more of an east to west road. So maybe, yeah, it would have to be like this one, but then that I think doesn't make quite as much sense. So what about down here then? Again, that doesn't quite seem right either. So I think I'll just go for that guess here. Interested to see where this is, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're close. So let's see it here. Well, it's just downtown. Okay. Definitely interesting, because that doesn't quite look like the street we're on, which was like 3 directions going one way, if you know what I mean. Not, you know, three lanes going one way. So anyway, good score. We'll take it. Next round here. What have we got going on? Okay, is that a... Oh, it's a bit of Asian language here. Okay. This could be North Korea. Oh, wait. Am I completely wrong? I don't know. This is... Yeah, this is like Chinese or Korean or something. I think it's actually Chinese. Okay. Yellow center lines then makes sense, actually. But the architecture's all kinds of weird, is it not? It doesn't really, like, strike me as China. Although China is so diverse. Probably just a bit further out, like Shaanxi or something like that. Shanxi? There we go. Yeah. So... like, anything, like, even Inner Mongolia could work here, I feel. It kind of gives me a Mongolian vibe, low-key. Looks like we have English there as well, and then a second language on the bottom, a third language on the bottom, which could be, like, Korean. That is Korean. Ooh. Why do we have Chinese first, though? So I think now we have to really consider this area. We do actually have the road name there, but I think it's wrongly marked, or, like, the kilometer marker is not giving us as much as it could have, I think. So, yeah, I think... Ooh. It's so almost readable, but yeah, I think we'll just go for this kind of area here with that Korean as well. Wouldn't even be surprised if we're, like, near North Korea in some way here, so I might go for that. Very curious to see where these yellow buildings are, but I think it should be China, and it's just all the way down there. But I'm pretty sure that was Korean, so I don't know what was going on with that round. I don't think I would have guessed down there anyway. I think I was definitely leaning more so this kind of towards Mongolia stuff. Anyway, we got the country right, which is good, but not a good score. Okay, next one here is like very typical Malaysia, I feel. I'm just gonna say it, it's Malaysia, right? This feels like every single road on the west coast of Malaysia. I'm saying it. But if it's not, then it's probably Indonesia. And if it's not, then I'm a bit of a fraud, because I really think that that's what this looks exactly like. I guess like the other possibility would be like Thailand, but it definitely feels more Malaysian to me. And then maybe Brunei, if we're talking about other countries that are in some sense possible. But no, I'm gonna say we're Kuala Lumpur outskirts here. Let's go for it. Yes, let's go. I knew it, guys. I had the region guess. I don't need no official coverage, guys. I got the region guess down pat. You already know. Okay, that was good. But did we get the right state? Maybe we didn't. I think it was just over the border. Okay, next one here. So Middle Eastern or like something Southern Europe, if not. It feels Middle Eastern though, but I don't really know what to think about that. Like, oh, I mean, like, it gives me a strange vibe with this very dark soil. It almost feels like a bit volcanic, which is concerning because this is like too much of a vast and flat landscape to be in the Canaries, I think, unless we were like right here, but I don't think there's any cities big enough on this flat part. So yeah, I think I have to discredit that theory unless it was, yeah, the mountains are too big on any of those cities. So I don't think it can be that. But that's okay, because this pretty much like then puts us around here, I think. So, Yeah, I mean, then the question is where? I think it's like maybe Damascus. Could we be looking at Damascus here? And Damascus is relatively flat, although we do see mountains in the background there, which are not really apparent where I'm clicked right now. So, yeah, maybe, but kind of unlikely, I guess. Okay, what about like Baghdad or something like that? I mean, there are so many options here. I don't mind Baghdad, actually. I feel like the climate's kind of right, where it is slightly green around Baghdad, because we're between, I guess, the Euphrates. Is it between the Euphrates and the Tigris? I guess so. What is this one here? Yeah, that's the Euphrates. So, yeah, I feel like you kind of got that kind of, like, fertile land, meanwhile, in the middle of a desert. And I think the architecture fits here, so I'll just go for it. It feels like a biggish city. I'm not sure it's big enough to be Baghdad, but we'll give it a go. And, oh no, it was Dakar. I mean, technically speaking, we're not too far, you know, from the Canaries with that, but I did not recognize it at all. And that's a city we see often on Geoguessr, so that's really interesting that I had no idea. So 13,000 points there, not too bad. We got the country 3 times, and let's head through for another. Okay, last game of the day is in the description. Let's see if we can continue on here with our relative success in this episode. This is interesting. Okay. It says Alto here, so that obviously would lead you to think of Central America. Then I'm also noticing here that we have like a Mexican or Central American style light bulb here. This is the one you see in Mexico, Guatemala, Dominican Republic very often. So now I'm going to look for poles. Pole doesn't appear to be square, so I don't really think it's DR, where you always see square poles. So then I'm thinking of maybe like, yeah, Costa Rica, anything in here after that. I don't know, like the buildings here seem quite nice. We might just be in a richer part of town, but I honestly just get like a Costa Rica vibe here. I don't know why. I mean, you know, I have played a fair bit of like unofficial coverage maps before, and I feel like if I've never come across this photosphere before, maybe I've come across one in a similar area, because I just get a feeling about this round. So let's give it a go. And it was just San Jose there. I guess that's why, because that's a city we used to have in official coverage, or that we do, and which comes up fairly regularly. So that's a good guess there. I should have maybe just gone in San Jose. I don't know why I clicked in a pretty small town there, but hey, we'll still take it. We got the right country. Let's see what we get next year. Okay, I really want to go for a high score here as well. That would be great. Oh, this is interesting. Is that what? I was going to say that was Washington, but now I'm wondering, we've actually got the name of the fella here, 1769. Well, yeah, I mean, casa, I don't remember what that means, but sounds Spanish or maybe Italian. Exposed rock on the buildings here would feel more Spanish, so this kind of feels like South Spain. Although the name Versini kind of sounds, well, a bit Italian, doesn't it? So, I don't know about that. That's a bit strange to me. But these houses surely feel a bit more Spanish. We have a lot of palms. Feels probably better for Spain as well, but could easily be Italy. And we have a wooden pole, which is weird, because obviously neither country particularly commonly uses wooden poles, although maybe more common in Spain. So, yeah, I mean, these rocks, the rock face and stuff, I feel like this is anywhere from, like, Granada up to, like, Barcelona kind of stuff on this, like, maybe east part of Spain. That's kind of my thought here. And what is even this thing? It's not an aqueduct, surely, but it's something, some kind of waterway. It's interesting stuff. Flags I don't recognize at all. We're in some kind of, is it a boat? Or is that just... I can't tell if that's boats or like if we have some kind of river here or a waterway or something. I'm interested to see after. Road is kind of pale, which I would kind of associate maybe more with Italy, but I don't know, it's a difficult round. There's plenty of contradicting clues, I feel. Overall, I think the houses are more Spanish, but I might hedge a bit further up this direction just in case, because, you know, I have also the feeling that it might be the wrong country that we're going in. Portugal, also possible. Actually, with the wooden poles, why not Portugal? Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I spent too long talking about Spain not to go there, I think. I think the architecture does marginally fit better for Spain. So let's give it a go here. And, okay, it was Corsica. That makes sense, but the language didn't seem French to me, so I guess it was just place names. And did we have water there? Not really. But we're in a really cool little town. So that makes sense for Corsica. I mean, hey, we weren't that close. We weren't that far. And to be fair, the vibes, you know, between Spain and Italy, where we were thinking, does make sense. But hey, 3k points, we'll take it. Okay, next round here. Let's see what goes on. And loading in. Ooh, we have like a bit of a European vibe here, surely. That ballad kind of looks Dutch. Do we see plates? I don't see the plates, or could it be Belgian? Actually, I think it's going to be Belgian. 2 things that make me say that this is Belgian, or 3. 1, I don't see any yellow plates peeking through, although that may be yellow, I'm not quite sure. 2, it's a yellow reflector on the bollard, not a red one, which I think is a Danish and Belgian thing. Oh, that's definitely a white plate. And 3, the ditches on the side of the road. Like, having, like, some kind of a small drain on the side of the road is extremely Belgian, for whatever reason. And so, we're going to go Belgium here. I think maybe just Brussels works quite nicely here. It's a nice central hedge, it's flat here, and it feels like kind of like the outer suburbs of a bigger city, perhaps. So, I'll go Brussels here. And indeed, it was in Kortrijk. Kortrijk here. Interesting. Not a bad score, obviously. And it was indeed in... I always get this wrong, bro. It's Flanders. Yeah. It was indeed in Flanders. Yeah, you know what? Here's my new way of remembering it. No, it's stupid. I'm not going to tell you guys. Okay, but hopefully I'll remember it next time, though. This is the second last round of the video, and it is very interesting. This tree is very coastal. And it makes me think of, you know, I definitely see those trees sometimes on this coast here, like between Thailand and Malaysia. Also sometimes up here you see them. So I'm thinking maybe even like Vietnam, China, based on this house in the background, might also have them sometimes. Other thoughts I had when I see those trees, like maybe like Brazil coast has those sometimes. I've even seen Mexico coast, so probably can see them all through here as well. But yeah. We have some kind of a bay here. I actually do see to the west some kind of a big mountain. One thing I just thought of was actually Brazil, indeed, because this is a Suzuki Swift, and I believe Suzuki Swift meta is that Suzuki Swifts are normally in left-hand drive countries, or... No, wait, that doesn't make sense for Brazil, though. What was I thinking? I think they're normally exported to left-hand drive countries, but I feel like there are tons of Suzukis in Brazil, though, so I'm contradicting myself here. I thought I was being smart, but now I realize I wasn't. Anyway, so this is a big bay to our west. If we were in Brazil, then we could be in Rio de Janeiro, we could be, or there's actually quite a bit of stuff in here, like Florianopolis or something like that. Otherwise, over here, I kind of thought of Vietnam. What a weird 50-50 to be in. But yeah, I don't know, like something about this house is like quite Chinese or something, and it is an Asian cast, and that would make sense for somewhere near there. Does like Vietnam have any bays like that? Maybe it could, but those are pretty big mountains in the background. What about here? I don't want to try it just because it looks good, you know. Those mountains were more western, so I mean that doesn't fit as well, but we could easily just be here. We don't see a bridge. But we wouldn't necessarily see a bridge. I don't know. I don't think it's there. But it's almost worth a try just in case it is. Yeah, I think I get more of an Asian vibe here overall. But these houses do look a bit either European or South American as well. So I just kind of I feel like they're faux European architecture, not actually European. Although then again, I'm looking at this. Well, this kind of rock wall here maybe would invalidate that though. I don't know. But this building, I'm getting very mixed vibes here, guys. Very mixed vibes. Maybe it's just Brazil for that reason. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my guns here. Now I just thought of like Cyprus or something like that. Something that's unfamiliar. Where you might have a left... Oh man. Do I try that? Does Cyprus have any big bay like that though? I'm not so sure. Yeah, maybe. But with mountains west, I don't think so. No. I wanted to try it all of a sudden because it is a left-hand drive country. Because it's dry. Because we'd have this kind of architecture potentially. But I don't think there's anywhere that fits, assuming those are mountains, not clouds. Okay, I'm going to go for my guess here. We're going to go in Vietnam. I talked about everything here. I have no idea where this will be. Let's go. And okay, it was Jamaica. Yeah, left-hand drive country. There we go. That meta worked. Unfortunately, I would never go Sri Lanka. I mean, Jamaica there. Latitude was good. But apart from that, nothing. 0 points. Okay, let's head through to the final round of the episode there. That was a long one, but a fun one to try and work out at least. This feels like Ghana, does it not? This looks like every round you get in Ghana. The road is really good quality though, which could be a bit concerning. This could be like Cambodia as well. I feel like this tree looks super Ghanan though, so I do like West Africa here overall quite a lot. This looks exactly like where I clicked, I think. So obviously like Togo, Benin, Nigeria still well possible here. And then anything else West Africa, why not, you know? But I'm just going to go with what I know here, and I think I'll just go for Ghana. If this was Asia, I would not be surprised. But I feel like it's one of the two. I feel like the vegetation kind of gives me one of the two. But I guess Brazil's not out of the question. So yeah, let's go in Ghana here and see. And okay, it was West Africa. It was just in, well, I guess that's Liberia there. But hey, not a bad guess, all things considered there. So that was a 14,000 score as well. I'll be keenly checking out how you guys did on the play-alongs in the description. Guys, give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.